The Warr family in Rochester, New York, has faced great adversity recently. Benny Warr, a 52-year-old African-American man who lost his leg as a child due to a birth defect, claims he was beaten, thrown out of his medical scooter, and kicked in the head by Rochester police officers. Why would these officers do this?
Bam! Bam!
On May 1st, 2013, at the corner of Jefferson Avenue and Bartlett Street, Benny was arrested by the Rochester Police Department. A cell phone video captured the arrest, but does not include the moments before he was pushed to the ground onto the concrete from his motorized medical scooter. Benny was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. He was taken to the hospital after his arrest. An internal investigation soon followed.
I get paranoid at times when I see the officers, and I'm going to a therapist to try to overcome that so I can be the person that I was before the incident happened. I received broken ribs, pain in my side, my stump, where I had disability. I have numbness in my hand. I have neck problems and back problems.
Yo, Scrap, I'm about to bounce. Oh my God! Oh my God! Come on, I am. Come on. Yo, real talk. And they maced him. He was at the bus stop. He kicking him. Oh, you can't even call the police on the police, Scrap. Yo, he did. Oh, come on, boo. Babe, come on. Yep. Y'all see that? That's crazy. They beating on him. He was at the side. Why are you kicking him?
My reaction to the video that I seen was horrific. What I saw was the brutality of the injustice of Rochester Police Department at its most high.
At the end of the day, the person, whether they have a broken leg, whether they're in a wheelchair, whether they have no arms, their expectation is to comply. You know what I mean? We're not going to use force unless we encounter force or the refusal to comply with our directives.
I think that Benny did just what he was supposed to do according to his constitutional rights, as according to the rights of any human being at that time. I feel as though that by him not sitting or loitering in front of an establishment, asking people to move, that was one thing. But when a person addresses you and lets you know, and they're sitting at a bus stop, he was going and he was working in all the rights of his rights in the community by being able to catch the bus at a public bus stop.
In terms of the criminal case, it will go to where it's going to go to, and then we'll be able to make a determination of whether someone was wrong, whether someone was right, and we'll also include the video. I talked about doing investigations that are impartial, complete, and thorough, and that first word is the most important.
Benny Warr pled not guilty to the disorderly conduct violation and resisting arrest misdemeanor in city court. He says he was simply trying to catch the bus and did not deserve the treatment from the officers that arrested him. In the officer incident report, it states the defendant, Mr. Warr, was irate, used vulgar language, and attempted to strike an officer with his fist. It goes on to say that at roughly 8:15 in the evening, officers pulled up in a marked police car and attempted to disperse a loitering group.
I don't know what it did to the inside, but it did some damage, whereas it just hurts. I took injections to numb it up so I could wear the prosthetic, but after it wears off, I'll be back to the beginning where we're paying me to, and then it's like I don't really like to go outside without my leg. I've been having this all my life, and it's kind of hard to say, well, I got to let it sit in the corner now. I can't wear it. And then if I have some type of function or something, I wanted to be able to put my leg back on. It makes me feel better.
The Enough is Enough group goals are to make positive changes in the community. Their big goal right now is to fight for Benny Warr and his rights as a human being. These are the requests of the Enough is Enough group. 1. Charges of resisting arrest and disorderly conduct are dropped. 2. The officers who arrested Benny Warr are fired. 3. The groups demand a public apology to Benny Warr. 4. The groups want the policies and procedures clarified and officers are retrained to interact with people with disabilities. And 5. The group demands the end of racial profiling and the criminalization of neighborhoods of color. During their meetings, people from different social groups and neighborhoods work together to come up with solutions to help end police brutality in the Rochester area.
When we leave here, what impact have we done? What have we really did to make a difference in our community? We're talking about right now, like you're saying, somebody else is getting abused, somebody else is getting messed up. So, like you said, taking those things but giving them a chance, an opportunity to let them know, it's okay. This is the biggest problem. They're afraid to talk. They're afraid to speak out.
I feel good about the community support because it shows me a lot of love. When there was an injustice done, people got together. It was a togetherness.
A march, organized by Enough is Enough, began at the center of downtown Rochester at Liberty Pole Way on June 28, 2013. The march was held to denounce police brutality. Supporters of Benny Warr believed Benny deserved justice and was poorly treated by the police. They also believed that the officers who were violent to Benny should be fired or relocated to another jurisdiction.
I seen a flyer on Facebook. I seen Benny Warr's name on it, and it reminded me of a case I heard recently. So I decided to come down because I thought it would be good, because it's power in numbers, and I thought it was a righteous cause for me to involve myself with. I believe that those that hate people or pick on people because of the color of their skin are cowards. That's what I believe that the police officers are that did this to Benny Warr.
There's a number of factors that would make that determination for me. First and foremost, what I would have to see is something so egregious that I felt that I had to suspend them from their duties. Number two is if the violation or the evidence against them was so compelling that it's pretty obvious that even without an investigation that they're guilty. That did not present itself based on the video that I saw. Now the remainder of the investigation, which is the interview of Benny, the interview of the witnesses, the interview of the officers, has yet to be completed.
Enough is enough. We're tired of the decriminalizations of the police officers according to neighborhoods and poorly highly rated drug areas and things of that nature. It's a criminalization that they come up against, and they decategorize and to come and just take over the neighborhoods and to do as they please, as they have done even in this incident. So we're asking that, the racial profile that be stopped, because you can't do the same thing. If someone did something out in the Irondequoit opposed to in the inner city, it wouldn't have been the same referendum. It wouldn't have been the same.
If you look where we have our calls for service, it's going to fall into a certain pattern on a map. If you look at our shootings, they're going to fall in a certain pattern on a map. So the people that we're going to, and where we're going to put our cops are, where we have the most issues to deal with. So we're always going to be put in a situation where we're going to engage people of color more so than we're going to engage non-people of color.
The trial for Benny's case was set for August 20th, 2013. Before the trial began, the district attorney offered Benny Warr an adjournment contemplation of dismissal, which he accepted. The agreement states that Benny must stay out of trouble for 6 months, and then the charges of resisting arrest and disorderly conduct will be dropped.
And we need to be on our guard. We need to be vigilant. And quite frankly, we need to support the police in their function.
Values have no color. Education has no color. Spirituality has no color. So we have to understand that people who try to pit us against each other are the enemy in this fight.
I truly believe that, we have to go through something. I had to go through something, You understand? Because when God said it was enough, it was enough.
I'm telling you some way, oh, down the line, you gonna need the Lord somehow, singing somewhere, oh, down the line, you gonna need the Lord somehow, you gonna need in your home.
Yes, I do have a better connection with God. God is, for me and him, our relationship, we're buddies. You understand? If don't nobody say hello, I love you this morning, I don't have to worry about it because God told me already. I wait for God to validate me and not no human.
My faith has just increased even the more, that there's some things that we must endure, even the unrighteousness part, as Christ also did himself.
Enough is enough! Enough